Shalom, family. Good to see you all again. I hope you're doing well this evening. Well, we're going to look at some of the reaction to Charlie Kirk being unalived. Some people cried, some were clearly upset, some were gleeful and real happy that he was gone. So, we're just going to take the time and look and see what actually happened around the country and moments that we did not see on camera initially. So, yeah, there's still people, just from my observation, still shocked over what happened. And they're reacting. Some are lashing out. But the bottom line is Charlie Kirk wrote a check his butt couldn't cash. Somebody was fed up with them and they took him out. And the FBI still have not caught up to this alleged person. Now, I saw two different men. Now, one guy filmed a bearded man running away. And as he was running, y'all, he was taking his clothes off and running. And he said, I think this guy did it. But he didn't know that for sure. He just filmed him doing that. And then there are still shots of a whole different man with a clean face. He looks very slim, possibly a student, dark glasses, dressed in all black. I think he had some kind of Patriot shirt on, t-shirt, but it was all black. And they said he's a suspect. Now you got to remember, you got Kash Patel, who has zero experience in running an FBI agency heading this thing. And they're already saying that the FBI is doing an extremely poor job. Well, you fired a lot of the experienced people that were there, and you brought in Kash Patel, who has zero experience in the FBI agent. So I'm not surprised that the work is sloppy and people are complaining that he's just doing a horrible job on this Charlie Kirk case. The investigation is very sloppy. And I'm not surprised to hear that, y'all. Not at all. You put some cross-eyed Indian man in charge of the FBI. What did you expect was going to happen? And Donald Trump only put him there because he was talking like he wanted to punish Donald Trump's enemies. So, that was right down Donald Trump's alley. So he put him in that position. But technically, that man has zero background as an FBI agent. It's something he's never done before. And he is clearly unqualified, just like the rest of Donald Trump's cabinets. He's unqualified. But, according to Donald Trump, everything is about merit. Yeah, I have yet to see that when it comes down to his cabinet. So, y'all, let's get into this story. The first one is Megyn Kelly cry. I do get pleasure out of watching that bitch cry. I'm not going to lie. Ooh, yes, I do. Okay, now where are you? Here we go. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is Glenn Beck and Megyn Kelly crying once they heard the news of the passing of Charlie Kirk. And man, Glenn Beck, I almost didn't recognize Glenn Beck. He's completely white-haired now. I don't watch him. And the thing is, I don't remember the last time I watched him, but he didn't have all white hair back then. It might have been like 2018, somewhere around there, 2017. But I normally don't watch him. So years will go by, and if nothing comes out about him or something like this happen, I don't see Glenn Beck. But yeah, he looking all old now. All right, let's get started.
That he's dead at the age of 31. Which he would have to be if that video was real.
There's no way he survived that. The only good thing is, it had to have happened quickly.
Right. Right.
This has just happened. We just found out that Charlie Kirk got shot.
It's fucking awful.
And is he dead?
No, I don't think so.
That's what was just
One of the guys out there just said it was
spoken
confirmed that he's dead.
in the lobby was just
I was looking. I've been looking. I haven't seen anything that said confirmed.
Whoa.
murder for having a different opinion from somebody else.
Yeah.
Different ideology from somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Beliefs that didn't
who did
align.
it or
Yeah.
I'm
he's
sorry.
dead?
Do y'all all notice that they have conveniently left out all the racism this man used to spew? They're trying to make it seem like this is all about political views. It was way deeper than that. This man didn't seize an opportunity to talk disparagingly about the Black community and violence and all that stuff. And it amazes me. What amazes me about white people, they'll talk all day long about the violence in the Black community, and they won't speak a word about all the violence that happened in their white community. You notice that? They don't have nothing to say, and there's way more violence in their community than in ours. And it's always been that way. But if you listen to them, all of it's coming from us, and that's a damn lie. That's a damn lie. In fact, I would hear a lot of people say, well, rich people, in the Black community don't commit crimes at all. That's true. But really, if you look at the whole picture, most working class people in our community, period, don't commit crimes. We're so busy working, taking care of our families, taking care of bills. We don't have time to be running around here committing no crimes. Usually, working class people, not many of them in our community commit crimes. I'm not saying none of them ever do. Of course, that's silly. Of course, they do. But if you are kept busy and you're doing something with your life, you're less likely to commit crimes, even if you're not wealthy. I'm just saying. All right, let's go on.
Rest in peace.
We're in
Fuck.
Fox News.
Jesus. 27 years old, maybe? 30?
Do they even have a suspect?
I don't know. Well, that's why I don't. I'm literally trying to track it all on Twitter, and it's all.
Fuck. Nobody deserves it. He doesn't deserve that. Nobody deserves that.
No one deserves this, folks. No one that has different opinions. No one deserves that.
No.
This is horrible.
No.
But I know people are going to celebrate it because this is a fucked up time, and people have really fallen into this trap of us against them.
But it's also going to make people not want to be as courageous or not want to be as forthright with the things they believe. It's going to put people on guard.
It could. It could
do the opposite.
Yeah.
I get that, but there's also going to be that sort of ingrained thing now.
Mm-hmm. You're correct. Yeah. You don't. When something happens in the current, like right now with this one with Charlie Kirk, it doesn't seem real.
No.
It seems very surreal.
It does.
It seems like
it does.
It's going to take a long time before we reference this as something that happened. Like you remember he got shot and killed. Oh yeah. Like right now, it just doesn't seem real. It seems It seems so crazy that just it's not registering.
It's not. No. Is he a friend?
No, I met him once.
Okay.
I met him once at a gun range of all places.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. He was a nice guy when I met him.
Wow.
It's a fucked up time. People are so divided in this country. So divided. And there's so many people that love it. They love that we're divided and they profit off that division and they stoke the fires and they do it for their own profit. And it's so fucking gross. It's so gross. And to encourage this kind of thing is really one of the most horrific things that you could do after someone dies horribly like this is celebrate.
It
should be a wake up call for everybody. Like this is nuts. This is nuts.
No, it's unforgivable that to spend things like that, and because the people they're never thinking about is that person's family.
I think they just no. That's just like default with those. They gaslight you by default,
Right?
So immediately they try to find some reason why whatever the thing is that's in the news is someone else's fault.
Right. Of course.
It's just all gaslighting. And that's what they're paid to do. They're paid propagandists masquerading as the news. So weird. Fuck.
No, it's a dark day.
Yeah. It is. Well, one of the two things is going to happen. Either people are going to realize how fucking insane this is, and we have to have a conversation about being able to have conversations.
Right.
Or it's going to get a lot worse. That's what's scary. Scary, this could spark off some kind of a real violent conflict. You know, that guy had a lot of fans.
Yeah.
A lot of people love that guy.
Yeah, I know.
And if they find out that he got killed for something that they vehemently oppose in the first place, it could send people over the edge.
It could. Yeah. There's always that flashpoint moment in any, in previous times like this.
Yep.
Yep. There's always that tipping point moment.
Like the Rodney King film.
Yep.
Right. Something just like that's it.
Yeah. This also highlights just a little bit of perspective, like how lucky Trump was.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like Charlie didn't get the benefit of a head turn or a couple of microns or millimeters or and it's just like wow, who decides that?
Yeah.
That is just there's this
the Trump thing is bananas.
Yeah. But they talk about
clips his ear.
Yeah. Because he makes a reference to something.
Yeah.
And then it's just,
And then it clips his ear, where if he didn't turn his head, he'd be dead. And it would have been on live on CNN.
Watch this video of the liberal left celebrating that abhorrent assassination of Charlie Kirk last night. These are the tolerant. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, I've never seen a video collaboration of right-wingers celebrating anything like this. Makes my skin crawl.
Yo, they got Charlie Kirk, bro. I've never been happier.
Never believe the reason I'm smiling. And it has nothing to do with Charlie Kirk. Nothing to do with Charlie Kirk.
The world's lost.
I would say pour one out for Kirky Boy, but I don't waste good beer on little bitches.
I haven't posted on TikTok in a long time, but I'm gonna now because rest in peace, Bozo.
Charlie Kirk just got put down like a fucking dog in Utah, and I could not be happier. Praise fucking be.
I do not, and I will not ever feel bad when bad people get what the fuck they deserve.
Charlie Kirk got shot? That's awful. That's so sad. Hope he recovers well.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the state of the world. Somebody gets killed in cold blood for having a different opinion and debating with intelligence and eloquently. And this is the reaction. think the world's lost. I have no more words.
And another thing, Charlie Kirk's death isn't just politics, it's spiritual. And America better wake up to that. So 2 days before the shooting, Jezebel.com literally paid Etsy witches to curse him. They said, oh, we don't want him dead, just bad love, maybe a pimple. But here's the truth. You don't get to tell the devil how far to go, because once you open that door, you can't close it. Proverbs 26:2 says, and I quote, like a flitting sparrow, like a flying swallow, so a curse without cause shall not alight. So the question is, did this curse alight? Because you can laugh at the timing, but biblically, curses don't land on nothing. They land where there's ground for them. And Kirk gave ground. He preached that some lives had to be sacrificed for the Second Amendment. That's blood logic. That's a landing strip. And the chickens came home to roost. So I'm not saying witches caused his death, but I am saying America is obsessed with the occult. There's witchcraft on Etsy, astrology apps. You got tarot TikTok. They all pretending that it's all harmless fun, but it's not. You're inviting spirits you don't control. And that's not just conspiracy. This is literally scripture, because power and life of death is in the tongue. So you can call it ironic, you can call it coincidence, but I know the spiritual realm does not play. You can laugh at Christians all day if you want to, but the word already told us you can't play with curses and expect nothing to happen. The devil's chickens are always going to come home to roost.
Hey, Charlie Kirk. So when I got the news today from my brother during my appointments that you were murdered, my day was messed up. My day was messed up. But Charlie, you fulfilled your purpose here on earth. And that's why God said, my son, it's time to come home. It's time to come home. And it must be amazing seeing the gates of heaven and hearing God say, well done, my good and faithful servant. And then you walk through that gate and you see how beautiful heaven is. And I know we here on earth as Christians always talk about how beautiful it is in heaven. You're experiencing that firsthand now. You're experiencing that firsthand. And I'm so happy for you. Today was definitely your sad day because, of course, we lost you, a true legend and a hero to many. Your legacies and your life will not be forgotten. It will never be forgotten. But it's also a happy day, especially as Christians, because we know that now you're in heaven, you're rejoicing, you're celebrating, you're dancing, you're singing with the angels and in the presence of the Most High God. And that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Heaven definitely gained a big one.
I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is.
Did y'all hear what Charlie Kirk said? He said it's okay to take people out by gun violence every single year. And then look at what happened to him. You know, I'm telling you, y'all, he said this in 2023. He spoke his own judgment. He literally sat there and spoke his own judgment. He said it's okay to lose some by gun violence every single year. And what happened to him? Gun violence. I'm just saying, some people do that. They speak their own judgment into fruition. And that's what he just did in this moment in 2023. All right, let's go on.
Rational.
His wife and children were in attendance, dude. Imagine, you know, imagine being a 12-year-old, you know, watching your dad fucking die. Nobody Nobody deserves that. Not even Charlie Kirk.
Shut up. This is the first time like I felt like true evil, like a true act of evil, and like this man did not deserve this, and I'm glad that he was a God-fearing man. You all know what I'm talking about. I know a lot of people are like would love to see us like beat down. That's okay. We're coming for you.
If everything completely goes away, how do you want to be remembered?
I mean, if I die?
Everything just goes away. How would you, if you could be associated with one thing, how would you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. Most important thing is my faith in my life.
Charlie Kirk explains how to go to heaven. Only chosen ones understand this.
You do not earn a place in heaven. You do not do good things to go to heaven. It's by grace. God gave you a gift. He lived a perfect life. He sent his son on a rescue mission, who then showed us how to live, died the most cruel death in the history of man, to then rise on the third day so that we can live forever and pay off our sins. Thank you so much. With that, everybody, that was a great event. Thanks.
Now, did you hear what he said? He said, you don't have to do nothing to get into heaven. Doesn't the Bible say to study to show thyself approved? And he's a Christian. That just goes to show you Christians don't know nothing, especially white Christians. They don't know nothing. It says, study to show thyself approved. He just sat there and said, you don't have to do nothing to get into heaven. You don't have to lift a finger. You just get the grace of God and you get in there. Since when? Since when? Oh man, these people are lost. These people in Christianity are lost. All right, let's go on. That's what he said. That came right out of his mouth.
Thanks so much.
I'm just here to tell you as Christians that it's okay to mourn because the Bible commands us to weep with those who weep. And so that feeling that you're feeling in your spirit right now, that unsettling grief, pain, shock, terror, it's all normal to feel after witnessing Charlie Kirk's death and seeing what we all saw. But even more importantly, it should be a sign to us believers to use every opportunity we have to proclaim the name of the Lord with boldness, without shame, without fear. And I think that the craziest thing about this is it really puts into perspective that days are evil. And I think that we as Christians are seeing revelation unfold before our very eyes. And it's time to put on the full armor of God so we can withstand these evil, evil days. And I just feel that so deeply in my spirit. It is time that we as a nation get on our knees and beg God to have mercy on us. To have mercy on America. Because it's not just Charlie Kirk. This is the reality that we face. There is no fear of God. There is not enough fear of God in America. And we need to pray that the Lord will have mercy on us. We need to pray that we would be bolder than ever to stand for truth. The truth that is proclaimed in the word of God. As boldly as that man. So that we all can have a witness that shines that brightly when the Lord calls us home. And while we grieve as we are called to again as Christians. Let's remember to keep the goal in mind, to fight the good fight, so that we too can hear, well done, thou good and faithful servant. And we can walk the streets of gold and shake Charlie Kirk's hand. While we're tempted in our spirits to question God and be like, why God? Why Charlie? We have to remember, like, that God is still holy and he's still on the throne. And night and day, the elders stand around the throne saying, blessing and glory and honor and power be unto you, God. And that is the God that holds all this in the palm of his hand. And we have to believe that as Christians, amidst the terror and the fear and the grief that we're all feeling right now. And that's all I have to say.
Oh, well, thank goodness thank goodness you're done saying it. You know, darn, I just hate when melanated people are clueless. If she was the one that went and Charlie was still living, he wouldn't shed a tear over her butt. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But y'all, that ain't the only one. There are quite a few on TikTok of melanated people sitting in cars or sitting in their house with music playing in the background, and they're weeping over Charlie Kirk. I said, you got to be some kind of raccoon to listen to all of that racist rhetoric that came from Charlie Kirk, and you could still sit there and cry over him being gone. It ain't that much coonism on the face of the earth. It ain't, boy, you putting you being out there as a coon with extra sauce. Come on, man. Serious. Oh man, Christianity has jacked our people up. Jacked our people up. These folks literally think they got to cry over an enemy. No, our Heavenly Father didn't tell you to do that. And then what was one of the other ones? Oh, I saw one. Oh, we never mock anybody's death. Y'all be mocking Black people's deaths all day long. Get out of here. Oh, we don't mock nobody's death. Y'all do it all the time. Y'all do it all the time. Woo. Thank you, Monica Gregory, for your support for my channel, your super sticker, and also your Cash App. I deeply appreciate it. Yeah, there's a lot of sick people. I mean, I can see his people crying because I don't expect anything decent from them. I knew they were going to cry over him. But to see now the girl with the MAGA hat on, I heard an accent. If you really listen to her, there's an accent in there. So I said, okay, I don't know whether she was from the Caribbean or Africa, but I did detect a little accent in certain words that she said. So she was foreign. But the little bald-headed one at the end, I think she was I think she's from here. Boy, she is lost if she thinks she got to cry like that. She don't even know Charlie Kirk. You crying that hard over somebody you don't know? Yeah, she could be. She could be a first or second gen, or maybe even a second generation. That's why you don't hear much of an accent on her. But but the one in the red MAGA hat, I could hear a little accent there. So that was some of the reactions that came out yesterday. Muata Chikwendu, I hope I said that right. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I deeply appreciate it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So y'all, look, these reactions have been coming out all over TikTok. And some of them are, woo. There was one guy, he was from Utah, and this man damn near, I thought he was going to have a stroke. He was crying so hard. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull that one up. Hold on, y'all. Give me a moment. Let me see something. Stop. Let's see if I can grab something real fast. Here. I don't think he is here. Hold on, let me look one more time. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna play some music for you. And I'll be right back.
Ezekiel saw the wheel way up in the middle of the air. Vision so divine, y'all spirit was there.
Four living creatures moving as one, wings outstretched, shining like the sun. Eyes all around, burning bright within. Ezekiel stood amazed at the glory of him. Four living creatures moving as one, wings outstretched, shining like the sun. Eyes all around, burning bright within. Ezekiel stood amazed at the glory of him. Ezekiel saw the wheel, saw the wheel. Yeah, Ezekiel saw the wheel, saw the wheel. Yeah. Spirit of Yah, moving through the land. Mysteries revealed by his holy hand. What he shows no man can spin. Just like Ezekiel on the wheel again. GEO's VO, turning in the sky, full of holy fire, lifted up on high. Spirit in a vision, glory rushing in. Power of Yahweh, the wheel keeps spinning up. He saw the heavens open, the throne of flame, the voice of the Most High calling his name. Wheels within wheels moving side to side. Where the spirit went, the wheel would glide. Fire in the center, light in the storm. God's glory shining, breaking the norm. Wheels keep turning, vision won't end. Same spirit moving now as it did back then. Ezekiel's wheel, turning in the sky, full of holy fire, lifted up on high. Spirit in the vision, glory rushing in. Power of Yahweh, the wheel keeps spinning up. Yeah. Y'all still moving, wheel within a wheel. Yeah. Ezekiel saw the wheel, saw the wheel. Yeah. Ezekiel saw the wheel, saw the wheel. Yeah. Ezekiel saw the wheel, saw the wheel. Yeah. Ezekiel saw the wheel.
Here it is right here. Hold on. Let me play this one for you.
This is such bullshit. I've never been so pissed in my whole life. I just murdered Charlie Kirk right here in Utah. I'm so freaking pissed right now. This is bullshit. I just saw blood squirting out of his neck. I love that guy. He would have been our next president. I am so pissed right now. Why do they always come with fucking violence? Gosh, damn it! Use your freaking words when they're talking to you people! Who shot Charlie Kirk? I'm driving down a Provo right now! I'm so pissed! Damn it!
Now, y'all, I had that one in with the videos that I showed you, but for some reason that one kind of got corrupt. So that's why I said, well, let me see if I can download it as an individual file. And I was able to do that. Woo! I mean, he was so mad. He looked like he was about to blow a gasket there. Yeah, he was that upset over Charlie Kirk. Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, the reactions are something else. I might have to do a part 2 of this one for real. It's that many out there of these people crying. Okay, Flora Turner, thank you so much for the super sticker. Okay, y'all, we're going to go ahead and conclude because I have another one coming up at 9:45 where these folks are calling HBCUs and accusing people from the HBCUs of taking Charlie Kirk out, which we know is a big old lie. But, you know, they always got to fabricate a way to come after us. So I will be doing that one at 9:45. I hope to see you all back then. If you can't come back, please enjoy the rest of your night. Shalom, family.